To make a sphere, you start with your clay. You can warm it up a little bit between your hands or in your fingers. And then you're going to take your two hands and you're going to roll between them. And you can see it starting to form. You can continue to roll. And what that does is it just kind of warms it up and creates a sphere, which is a 3D circle. When you're done your sphere, you can actually flatten it out with your hand or with a rolling pin or some other tool. And when it's nice and flat like this, it is called a slab of clay. To make a coil, you can start with a sphere, and then you are going to again start running it between your two hands, and you're going to start to bring it downwards, and it's going to be long, so it's kind of like a cylinder. You're going to keep rolling it out, either between your hands, or you can roll it if you need to on the table. And it's going to start to get longer, and it's going to create almost a snake shape. And that is a coil. So this would be a coil. And you can create a thinner coil by continuing to roll it out, or you can keep your coil thick like this. Next is a spiral. So here I have a very long coil. I just continued to roll it out until it was pretty thin. And to create your spiral, you start by bringing it in and having it meet there. So kind of like a candy cane. Connect that, and then just continue to roll and roll and roll, and you have a spiral. To create a fold, you are going to have another coil. So here is my long coil. And for your fold, you are going to create kind of like a U. So here's my U. Then you're going to bring it down, bring it back up, so it's kind of like a wide W, and then bring it back down. And depending on how much clay you have, you can keep going. So this is my fold. Next is a donut. Again, you are going to start with a long coil. For the donut, all you do is you bring together the two ends of your donut, and you can connect them, smooth them out a little bit by working them with your fingers, and then you have a donut. Next is a twist, and you are going to start with two coils. You are going to put them right next to each other, just like this, and then you are going to pick them up, and at one end, you can start to twist them together. And it's going to look something like this. There's your twist. Here are some slabs that we are now going to add some texture into. So here are some texture tools. Some of them already have texture in the tool itself, and some of them are just flat that you can use to add texture into your clay with. So here is one that already has texture in the tool, and you can just kind of press that into it, and you can see that there's already a texture that is going to be formed because the tool already has that pressed into it. So there's one texture. The next is a tool that maybe you are just going to use flat, and then you can kind of create your own texture. So just like some of those drawing techniques, you can use those in your clay with the tools. So here is some cross hatching with a texture tool. And then you can even create texture with some of the smaller edges. So here, I'm just pressing into the clay and creating a texture that way. This kind of looks like a roof, or maybe a mermaid's tail with some scales. So you can add texture using these tools in a bunch of different ways.